What the fuck? No! I spawned under the fucking map, man! Me versus foe. Suicide 1, Schwantz 0. Now that World War III, an early access game from Polish development company Farm 51, has mimicked even the bad launch of Battlefield 4 with its early server issues, does the game itself give you those same battle feels and leave you with the impression that this is the game that should have been Battlefield 5? Well, it's important to temper your expectations for an early access game released by a small development studio, which tons of people have seemed to hype up this game to compete with AAA giants like Battlefield and Call of Duty. That was never realistically going to happen in spite of all of the wanting and wishing because of those limitations I mentioned earlier. For all intents and purposes though, this is a budget Battlefield game and it behaves like one. The gunfights in this game are where it really shines. For those sick of the ridiculously long time to kill in Black Ops 4 and even at times in Battlefield 1, will be pleased that this game feels more like Battlefield 4 with how the guns behave. Although the time to kill is pretty fast, at medium to long range battles, you'll really feel the recoil kicking like Justin Turner, well, except for the one time that he was supposed to tie the game, when trying to fire in fully automatic state, so switching to semi-auto and even burst is definitely a thing I was doing throughout my time, similar to the gun mechanics of PUBG. This way, not all of the guns are insta-kill laser beams. Assault rifles seem to be the go-to guns for now, however, the LMGs and SMGs do still feel good in the situations where they're supposed to excel. You could also manually lean around corners for situations where you're getting pinned down in long hallways and don't want to run out into a firing squad. Maps are fucking gigantic. How the hell am I gonna learn? Oh! Wow. I also did happen to get into a vehicle, which is kind of uncharted territory for me as an infantry player, just because I'm lazy and wanted to go from one objective to another with some cover and not have a giant kick me sign as I ran across open land. More on that in a bit. But the vehicle movement felt really good, and the gun turrets behaved similar to Battlefield 5 versus in Battlefield 4, with having a delay in the turret head swing around. The same can be said about controlling vehicle-like score streaks, which I really enjoyed using the battle robot, which is basically a remote controlled LAV with a machine gun and less armor. So yes, there are kill streaks in the game that you can call in that takes points off of a constantly accruing meter that doesn't reset when you die, similar to Battlefield 5. So play with your squad and get more points. And unlike in Battlefield 5, everyone can access these reinforcements, not just the squad leader, which include things like an area UAV or a jammer, vehicle reinforcements like tanks and other drones like rotocopters, and even if you save up enough points, you can call in air and artillery strikes. Let's watch this fucking airstrike. Here it is. And I got no kills. Awesome. As you can see, they can be powerful if used in the right context, but aren't so overpowered that it makes a game full of undeserved deaths. That brings me to the maps, which are based on real-life locations and feel very authentic, especially the Warsaw map, which has an interior mall reminding me of the D objective on the Siege of Shanghai with all the mannequins, and other modern Battlefield games with its long hallways akin to Operation Locker and Metro. For certain objectives, there really isn't enough cover, so you need to push up as a team and clear areas, which really gets the focus on team play before moving forward, as well as this concept in the Warzone Conquest-like game mode, whereby capturing a set of 2 adjacent objectives counts as more score than just 2 random points on the map. This game mode doesn't allow for the objective to be a spawn point if there's an enemy on the point, even if you own the objective, which can be a good thing if you're the attacker. This way you won't get constantly snuck up on by people who just spawned on the objective and know that somebody's there, but it can get rough if your team are a bunch of window lickers and can't hold any objectives. Then you must continually spawn at the base to run all the way over to an objective just to get killed and start the cycle again. Whenever I'm unsure of something, just do it like I would do it in Battlefield, and that's probably your answer. That's the motto for this game, man. One of the biggest draw points of this game is authenticity and customization, which has hundreds of different peepity bops to make your gun your own, as well as allowing you to play dress up in an FPS. From what I could tell, most of the cosmetics aren't really stat changing, although the developers seem to have taken the exhibit, yo dog, I heard you like menus, so I put some menus underneath your menus theme here with the customization, so it's kind of unclear. Maybe stat altering attachments are a feature to be added later, because remember, this game is in early access after all. I mean, you could even have grips with laser sights and flashlights attached to them. So you could even get wacky custom guns like this Frankenfuck, where there's 3 goddamn laser sights on one single weapon. One on the scope, one on the side, and one on the fucking grip. Right now in the game, everything is actually unlocked because of the launch issues and the fact that the developers want to test a lot of different things in early access. However, there will be a progression system at some point to dangle that carrot. There's a fuckload of shit in here, which can be cool if you like the sort of thing, but at this point, most of it is just cosmetic redundancy for the sake of false variety. There's a lot of options here. I'm very overwhelmed right now.
Yeah, you're telling me, bro. I think my gun looks fucking sick, though. No one's gonna fucking mess with me.
You can give this guy fucking tattoos and shit.
This is so fucking sick, bro. This is sick.
Well, wait until you play the game. I don't know how much you'll be cheering. I wish they focus less on customization and more on optimization. Don't get me wrong, the game looks pretty nice. However, the game seems to have runaway memory issues, with me getting less and less FPS as the game goes on, which isn't good considering that it's normally already barely scraping 80 or so when I'm just playing. It's sometimes 60 when I'm streaming because of all the extra processes that I have going on when I do so, which means that sometimes it'll dip below 40 at the end of matches. I also have no idea how to check my connection to the server, although I do get these icons which would normally indicate packet loss and high latency, so maybe that number in the corner that's always somewhere between 130 and 200 actually might be my ping. If so, then fucking yikes. At least the game feels great for ping that high in terms of hit detection and other gameplay mechanics, and the servers seem to be more stable after the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious launch, where people were staring at the connection screens like they were peepholes in a school locker room. The movement's a little weird right now. I mean, once you get going, it's smooth and fluid and all that shit, but the problem is that you have this weird, like umph-ta, like you're gonna start running kind of thing. Aside from the optimization, the player movement can be very clunky, or as Odell Beckham Jr. puts it about water, very slushy. It seems like there's a delay when you push the sprint in button, like your character is hulking up before getting up to full speed, like Hogan before he dropped N-bombs. The sliding mechanic feels good, but a lot of the movement transitions definitely need some work. Not to mention, having your gun and arms off the screen when you're sprinting means I have no idea if I'm standing or crouching when doing so, and it's just off-putting when you're used to somebody clutching their weapon while they're taking sprint. Also, with the plethora of customization I mentioned earlier, your gear has a certain weight associated with it that can change the speed at which your character moves, which is kind of cool. If you're carrying an LMG and RPG, you're going to run a lot slower than if you got an SMG and a pistol, which I think is actually a great idea.
Oh, and
yeah. Oh, it's right there. So one of the problems with this game is the sound. A tank literally just ran over me, and we didn't even hear it. I felt the explosion, but I did not hear the explosion. Aside from movement problems, there's also some audio issues. Gunfire is extremely loud, and you could hear it from many objectives away sometimes, while with vehicles, it seems like they're a fucking Prius, because they make no goddamn noise at all. They might as well be a fucking electric car. The other audio elements, like footsteps and battle chatter, seems in the right spot, but you definitely need to have adjustments to those other two. There's almost no cues, audio or text, for a tutorial to help me figure out what in the actual fuck is going on both during the game and at the menus. I had to go on Reddit to figure out what it meant to pick attacker or defender prior to spawning in, which basically means you'll get more points for performing those actions versus the other. There's also friendly fire, which can kind of be a drag, especially when you get deducted points for ally hit markers, and watch out for your own tanks that could run your ass over, but I do understand it's more a tactical game, and you need to watch where you're shooting, Elmer Fudd. Whee! Oh, shit! Oh, there's a McDouble! I hate using this word, but this game has a lot of potential. There's a really good base here to make improvements off of, but right now it's definitely an early access game with some issues. The gunplay and customization is great, the movement and optimization needs work, but its server issues thankfully seem to be a thing of the past. Perhaps you're not feeling the attrition system or the over-the-top animations or the setting of Battlefield 5 and want a more modern military experience, and if you want to get your hands on a budget Battlefield game, right now it's 10% off if you use my Green Man Gaming affiliate link. I'll put it in the description, so it's only $25 instead of $28. Have you tried it, and what do you think? Let me know down below. I've been the Schwantz27, making like a banana and splitting. Until next time. Am I seriously stuck in this fucking hole? Really? I'm stuck in the fucking hole here? Oh, yes! I think I'm out. Yeah, come on. No. Oh my
You're
god.
So close.
I am so close.
I'm gonna get over there and throw a grenade at it.
Yes! Fucking hell.
But can you get it up the stairs? Yes, you can.
Prayer hands in the chat, boys, for that.
Oh, Jesus. Now you're just wailing on some poor
Yep.
guy on a quad.
Oh,
that poor man.
shit!
Oh, God. Is that a hostile one?